The true followers of Yahusha were called the Natsarim. The word means the branches, for he is the true vine, and if we are in him, we are branches of that vine. John 15:1-2. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. These early followers were a sect that followed the way. But what was the way? The way is represented by the letter Zadi. The letter Zadi is named Zadek in Yiddish and was influenced by the Hebrew word Zadik, meaning righteous person. The origin of Zadi is unclear. It may have come from a Proto-Semitic script based on the pictograph of a plant, perhaps a papyrus root or a fish hook. In modern Hebrew, Zadi means he hunted, and in Aramaic, Zad means he hunted. The papyrus plant was used to write the early Torah on, and Yahusha says, "If you love me, keep my commands, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth." The world cannot accept him because it neither sees him nor knows him, but you know him, for he lives with you and will be in you. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. Before long the world will not see me anymore, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. On that day you will realize that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them. The letter Zadi that shows the way of those who keep and guard his commands, or the fish hook representing fishermen. Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men. Mark 1:17. The letter itself meaning both the fishermen, the scriptures, and the hunters. Yirmeyahu Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, says Yahuwah, and they shall fish them, and after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. King David gives us the meaning of the letter Zadi in Psalms 119:142. Your righteousness is righteous forever, and your Torah is truth. The word Natsarim gets its root from the Hebrew word Netzar and Natsar. Netzar and Natsar both have the same Hebrew spelling, Nun, Zadi, Resh, which would have the meaning of Netzar, which is Strong's 5342, which means a sprout or a shoot. It also means a branch or descendants. Then Natsar, which is Strong's 5341, which means to watch, guard, or keep. This is the Watchmen. It means to guard. It means to keep watch. It means to be a keeper, as in a keeper of his Torah. Let's look at the Odiot meaning of the word Natsar. It starts with Nun, which is the 14th letter. It is a picture of a fish. It means seed, beginning, new life, a sprout, movement as in life, humble, heir, son, offspring, the number 50, which is the age of wisdom, and faithfulness. The letter Zadi, which is the 18th letter. It is a picture of a man on his side. It means snare, correct path, the way, need, desire, hunt, wait, journey, and chase. The letter Resh, which is the 20th letter. It is a picture of a man's head. It means head in person, man, beginning, top, rule, inheritance, possession, headship first, authority, thoughts, and it can mean wicked. So by the Odiot, The Natsarim, or branches of the true vine, has the meaning of those who follow his way, the way of truth, the Torah, those who are faithful and humble and are born again of a seed that is incorruptible, those who walk the correct path and those who guard his commands. It represents those who meditate on his commands and whose thoughts are on his Torah. They are sprouts in the true vine. They are sons and heirs, fishermen of the lost and hunters of those that are far off. They are the watchmen who keep their lanterns trimmed and full of oil in the waiting for the bridegroom. They are the ones who worship in spirit and truth, in the Ruach and the Torah. They believe that Yahusha is the Messiah, and they also keep his Torah. They know that Yahusha did not end the law. On the contrary, he brought it to fulfillment with the 6 antitheses, showing us to look into our hearts and stop sin before it manifests. Yahusha completed the sacrificial requirements of the Torah, the works of Torah, but told us that not one jot nor tittle shall pass from the law until the heavens and earth pass away. Therefore, we keep his Torah and follow his commands and guard them as his watchmen, as the Natsarim. The Natsarim are the sprouts off of the righteous branch, the Zimak, Zedekiah, Yahusha HaMashiach. Yirmeyahu Jeremiah 33:15. In those days and at that time, I cause a branch, Zimak, of righteousness to sprout forth, Zimak, for David, King David, and he shall do right ruling and righteousness, Zedekiah, in the earth. In those days Yehuda shall be saved, Yasha, and Jerusalem dwell safely. And this is that which shall be proclaimed to her, Yahuwah Zedekinu, which means Yahuwah our righteousness. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 11:1. There shall come forth a rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch, Netzer, shall grow out of his roots. The Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest upon him, the Ruach of wisdom and understanding, the Ruach of counsel and might, the Ruach of knowledge and the fear of Yahuwah. Matthew 2:23, and came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, thus to fill what was spoken by the Nebaim, he shall be called Nazarene. The word used as Nazareth is Nun Zadi Resh Tav, and for Nazarene is Dalet Nun Zadi Resh Yod Aleph. This shows he is the branch from the branch town. You can see this in the Aramaic Peshitta and the Aleph Tav scriptures, Gospels, where Aramaic is translated into both English and Hebrew. Even Yahusha identified himself as the branch in Revelation 22:16. I, Yahusha, have sent my messenger to witness these to you in the assemblies. I am the root and offspring of David, the bright and morning star. This refers to 2 prophecies of the coming Messiah. The first is from Numbers 24:17. I see him, but not now. I observe him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the sons of Sheph. The word used for scepter in this passage is Strong's 76:26, which means rod. And the other comes from Yeshayahu, Isaiah 11:1, and a rod shall come forth from the stump of Jesse, and a sprout from his root shall bear fruit. The word for rod in this passage is Strong's 24:15, shooter, which means rod, branch, or twig. The word used for sprout in this passage is Strong's 53:42, netzer, which means branch. I am the vine, you are the branches, you are the Natsarim. He who stays in me and I in him, he bears much fruit, because without me you are able to do naught. Yochanan, John 15:5. The word netzer comes from the word Natsar, Hebrew Strong's 53:41, which means to watch and has the meaning of watchmen. Yahusha, our Savior, prophesied of the return of his true followers, the Natsarim, in Mattithyahu, Matthew 24, verse 32. and learn the parable of the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. He uses the parable of the fig tree from Marqos, Mark 11:13-14, and seeing at a distance a fig tree having leaves, he went to see whether he would find anything on it. And when he came to it, he found naught but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. And Yahusha, responding, said to it, "Let no one eat fruit from you ever again." And his Talmudim heard it. He was referring to Israel at the time, showing great signs of being righteous with the great temple and the sacrifice being made, and also them keeping Torah. But as he explained several times, they had murder and malice in their hearts, and brought a better understanding of the law. The Pharisees were keeping the Torah, but were not caring for the people or showing love, which he explains in Mattithyahu, Matthew 23:23. "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you tithe the mint and the anise and the cumin, and have neglected the weightier of the Torah, the right ruling and the compassion and the belief. These need to have been done without neglecting the others." This is an outline of the belief that we all should have, which is to keep the Torah, but also have compassion on others and have belief in Yahusha. The Natsarim were the original followers of Yahusha. They kept the Torah and put their faith in the belief in Yahusha for the atonement of sin. They were the Watchmen who watched over the commands of Yahuwah and had their belief in Yahusha. They were the followers of the way and were the ones that were persecuted to death by the Catholic Church. "Come out of her, my people." When Yahusha gave the prophecy of the Natsarim return, he said, "When its branch has already become tender and put forth its leaves, you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors." When the fig tree that represents the people of Israel, his chosen ones, the Natsarim, put forth its leaves, a fig tree bears fruit when its leaves come forth, meaning when you see the Natsarim faith return, bearing fruit, the time is near, and we are now seeing the return of the Nazarene faith, the true followers of the Zemek Zedekiah, the righteous branch Yahusha HaMashiach, the King above all kings. The branch used in this passage shows the Nazarene faith will return, and we are already seeing it. And the temple worship will return during this time, and they just delivered 5 red heifers to Israel. Notice in Mattithyahu only a few verses past this prophecy in verse 42. "Watch therefore, for you do not know the hour your Adon is coming." The word watch, Natsar, points back to the previous verses where he spoke about the branch. Psalms 119 verse 2. "Baruch are those who observe his witnesses, who seek him with all the heart." The word keep in this passage is Strong's 53:41, Natsar, to watch. Tehillim Psalms 78:6-7, that it might be known to generation to come, to a children who would be born, to rise up and declare to their children, and place their trust in Elohim, and not forget the works of El, but to watch over his commands. In this passage again, you see the Hebrew word Natsar for watch. This is a prophecy of the coming followers of the Messiah, Yahusha, the Natsarim. Yirmeyahu Jeremiah 23:3-6. "Therefore I shall gather the remnant of my flock out of all the lands where I have driven them, and shall bring them back to their fold, and they shall bear and increase. And I shall raise up shepherds over them, and they shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be discouraged, nor shall they be lacking, declares Yahuwah. See, the days are coming, declares Yahuwah, when shall rise for David a branch of righteousness, and a sovereign shall reign and act wisely, and shall do right ruling and be righteous in the earth. In his days Yahudah shall be saved, in Israel dwell in safety. And this is the name whereby he shall be called, Yahuwah Tzidkenu. 1 Peter 1:22-25. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren, see that ye love one another with a pure heart fervently, being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of Elohim, which liveth and abideth forever. For all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away, but the word of Yahuwah endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. Notice in this passage that the seed is mentioned in verse 23. Seed is noon. The way, or the truth, is mentioned in verse 22. And then man is mentioned in verse 24. Man is Resh. Noon Zadi Resh. I pray that this message is a blessing to you. And I pray that Yahweh blesses you and keeps you. Shalom.